How's it going, everyone? Chris here, and welcome back to another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Countdown video. We only have 30 days left until the game's release on December 7th, and today we are going to be talking about something that Sakurai said in terms of the new DLC characters, as well as my own personal thoughts and opinions on who they are going to be. As always, and I cannot stress this enough, these are all 100% my own thoughts and predictions, so make sure you take them with a grain of salt and realize that I'm talking about this just for fun. If you'd like to read along while I talk, you can find a link to both of the original tweets in the description bar down below. And now, with all that out of the way, I have to tell you guys where this stuff came from. So like I said, these tweets come directly from Sakurai on Twitter. So in his first tweet, he says, "It's great to dream about your favorite character joining the battle, and I appreciate your passion. But please try to stay on topic when replying to tweets and refrain from flooding us and other users with requests when we're not specifically asking for feedback. Thank you." He then goes on to say, "Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's DLC lineup is now complete. This time, the selection was made entirely by Nintendo. I decide if we can create a fighter based on their selection, then come up with the plan." So now that we've talked about what Sakurai says, let's go ahead and get into a discussion about who I believe the DLC characters are going to be and why. So the first thing that I found really interesting about these tweets from Sakurai is that he's tweeting about them himself. Usually Sakurai doesn't make a ton of tweets on his public Twitter, and another thing is that it's all in English. You didn't have to translate it, it was all through English, which I found a little bit strange. I will leave a link to Sakurai's original Twitter in the description bar down below, so if you want to go ahead and look through his tweets, you'll see that Sakurai does not tweet that often, and when he does, it's usually in Japanese, so we do know that this tweet was specifically targeted towards the members of the United States and other places where English is spoken primarily. So the next piece of information that I think is important to talk about is that Sakurai says that he was not the person that came up with these DLC character ideas, but instead it was all entirely by Nintendo. Now, this is a little bit strange because usually Nintendo just lets Sakurai do whatever he wants, and usually he doesn't let them down. I mean, we got Cloud Strife for Pete's sake. We got him in the game, so honestly, anything is possible with Sakurai. I don't know why I found this a little bit weird, but usually, like I said, they let Sakurai go off the reins and make all of his own decisions, so I wonder what the new characters are going to be. So now I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about who I think they're going to be and why, and if my opinions don't align exactly with yours, just know that I am talking about this for fun, and I would love to hear who you guys think is going to be a part of the DLC character roster in the comment section down below. So this is in no particular order, but I think that the first character that is going to be joining the roster, and honestly this might be a little bit hopeful on my part, is going to be Tetra from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Now right away, if you guys have watched my channel for a while, or you have been in any of my live streams, you would know that my most highly requested character is in fact Tetra from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably like, well, who's Tetra? And if you haven't played The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker or Phantom Hourglass, I don't blame you for not knowing. Tetra is this pirate captain who's about the same age as Toon Link, and she has a lot of really unique moves. She can use bombs and stuff like that, and honestly, she could work as an Echo Fighter for Toon Link because she does have a sword. The only issue would be she doesn't have a shield. However, I would hope that she would adopt her Hyrule Warriors moveset because it is really cool and unique. She uses her sword, her gun, and stuff like that, and since we haven't gotten a new Zelda character since Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I mean, I guess you could say that Young Link is joining again, but since he was in Melee originally, we haven't had a new Zelda rep since Brawl, and honestly, I think that's extremely criminal. Zelda is one of Nintendo's biggest franchises, and I think that Tetra would fit in perfectly, just because she's kind of a member of the Triforce Trio, but not really. She's not Link, Zelda, or Ganondorf, and she just has the potential for a super unique moveset. So here's the hope, and if anyone from Nintendo is watching this, please put Tetra in the game. I would love you forever. So next up, we have Steve from Minecraft, and I know that there is a lot of discussion on both sides as to whether or not he should be in, but I think that Nintendo is going to pull the trigger and put him in the game, and here's why. First of all, Minecraft is one of the biggest and best-selling franchises of all times. You can get it on any of the major consoles, including PC, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation. You can get it on all of those different consoles, and I think that since it's such a big and iconic series, that Nintendo is definitely going to want to capitalize on it. Not only that, but Vergaben, as well as the other leaker, has said that we are going to get some kind of Minecraft representation in the game. And since Sakurai said that DLC is coming and that it's going to come in the form of a character, a stage, and new songs, I think that it's very likely we're going to get a character instead of just an assist trophy. Now, I don't think in Smash 4 or Smash 3DS we ever saw any items as DLC. I could be wrong about that, so please let me know. But if we don't get Steve as a character, the only other option for Minecraft representation in Smash is going to be in a Mii costume. But since Sakurai has stated before that he really likes Minecraft and he really likes Steve, I think that at this point he's going to push for Steve to be in the game. And even though Nintendo is making the final decision, we do know that Nintendo and Microsoft are on extremely good terms, so I would be shocked if we didn't see Steve as a playable fighter. Next up, I think that Banjo and Kazooie have a very good shot of joining the roster, and here is why. As we know, Nintendo has officially trademarked the Banjo and Kazooie name. Now, I understand that this could mean a lot of things. Either Nintendo is going to put a game on the Nintendo 64 Classic, they're developing a new game, they might be trying to sell merchandise, or maybe they're going to put them into Super Smash Bros. And honestly, I think that the last option, as well as the N64 Classic, is the most likely. As we know, Banjo and Kazooie appeared in, I believe, 1 or 2 games on the Nintendo 64, their own game as well as Diddy Kong Racing, so we do know that Banjo is basically a part of the Nintendo family. However, the company that owns them, which is Rare, currently owns their rights, and they are currently owned by Microsoft, which means that Nintendo does not have the rights to use Banjo and Kazooie. Now, Banjo and Kazooie are highly requested characters, and I think that Nintendo would be crazy not to put them in, especially because we do know that Banjo has a history with Nintendo. However, I think that the only way we're going to get Banjo and Kazooie is if we also accept Steve from Minecraft. I think that Minecraft right now is currently pushing really hard to get some kind of representation in Smash, and since we haven't seen any representation in Smash in Spirits mode, like we saw with Shovel Knight and Shantae and other third-party characters like that, I just have a really good feeling that if we get Minecraft Steve, we are also going to get Banjo and Kazooie. Next up, I think that we're going to be getting a retro rep, and I think that rep is going to in fact be Mach Rider. Now, as we saw with the Grenish leak, there was a lot of positive outcry when we saw Mach Rider, because a lot of people really haven't thought about him before, and I think that they really wanted him in the game. Now, as we know, Mach Rider is a retro game, and we didn't get a single retro rep in this game. Usually, we get at least one new retro rep in each of the iterations. So in Melee, we got Mr. Game & Watch. In Brawl, we got Rob the Robot. In Smash 4, we got Duck Hunt. And in this game, we didn't get any retro reps. We all know that Nintendo and Sakurai are all about nostalgia. And if they do end up releasing a DLC character that's from the retro age, which could give a lot of people nostalgia, I think that it's going to help them sell more copies, because a bunch of people who have fond memories playing Mach Rider are going to be like, oh my gosh, Mach Rider's in the game? I have to get it to play with him. That sounds so cool. I can't wait to play Smash as a character I haven't seen in years. And I'm not sure if it's going to be Mach Rider, but I have a very good feeling it is in the end going to be some kind of retro rep, because as of now, we do not have one, and I think it's criminal that we're not representing the old games, especially since Sakurai loves to pay homage to all of them. And finally, and I think this is probably going to be the most likely fighter, I honestly believe that we are going to be getting Waluigi as a playable fighter, and here's why. We all know that as of now, Waluigi is an assist trophy, and a lot of people have been very outspoken, and they have been saying their feelings and telling Nintendo how bad they want Waluigi. Some people are even going as far to say that they will not buy the game until Waluigi is put in. Not only that, Sakurai and Reggie have both received death threats over Waluigi not being in the game, and I think that at this point, Nintendo is probably just tired of it, and they're going to put Waluigi in the game. We do know that Waluigi is a character that's highly fan requested. He has the potential for a very unique moveset. He's in most of Mario's party games, so I don't see why they wouldn't. I understand once again that he is an assist trophy, and that is where he might stay, but at the same time, I think that at this point, Nintendo realizes how bad everyone wants Waluigi in the game, and since Sakurai isn't the one making the decision about the DLC characters, we are going to see Waluigi as one of the DLC characters. But let me know what you guys think about all of my thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you guys agree with all of my character choices, and who would you like to see as a DLC character? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.